In a quiet corner of the city, where people hurried past without looking twice, there was once a single wooden table by the roadside. It wasn't new, it wasn't painted, and it wasn't owned by anyone important. Behind that table sat a young man named Aaron. Every morning before the sun fully rose, Aaron carried that table from his small room, placed it under the same old tree, and arranged his goods carefully. A few notebooks, pens, phone chargers, simple things people often forgot until they needed them urgently. He didn't shout to attract customers. He didn't beg. He simply waited. Most days, people walked past him. Some days, he sold nothing. But every night, Aaron packed up his table, wiped it clean, and whispered to himself, "This is not small. This is the beginning." One afternoon, an elderly woman stopped by his table. She didn't buy anything. Instead, she asked, "Why do you come here every day when people barely notice you?" Aaron smiled and replied, "Because one day they will." The woman nodded and said something he would never forget. Great trees don't start tall. They start hidden beneath the ground. That day, Aaron made only one sale, but he gained something more valuable than money: patience. Months passed. Aaron noticed something others didn't. People often asked for things he didn't have, so he began to listen. He added phone accessories, then power banks, then small electronics. He reinvested every profit. No luxury, no shortcuts, no showing off. When friends mocked him, saying, "You're still selling from the roadside," he replied, "Yes, but I'm building something you can't see yet." Then came the rainy season. One heavy storm destroyed his table. His lids were soaked. His savings vanished overnight. For the first time, Aaron sat on the floor of his room and cried. He considered giving up, but the next morning, instead of quitting, he borrowed a plastic table, dried what he could salvage, and returned to the same spot. Wet shoes, broken heart, unbroken spirit. That day, a man noticed him. The man was a shop owner. He had watched Aaron for months, his consistency, his honesty, his quiet discipline. He approached Aaron and said, "I have a small space inside my shop. I can't pay you, but you can sell there." It wasn't glamorous, but it was shelter. Aaron accepted without hesitation. Inside that small space, sales doubled. People trusted him. They returned. They recommended him. 2 years later, Aaron rented a tiny shop of his own. One room, one light bulb, one dream. He hired one assistant, not because he was rich, but because he believed in building systems, not working alone forever. He kept records, studied customers, learned marketing. While others chased quick money, Aaron chased structure. One night, while closing his shop, Aaron realized something powerful. He was no longer selling products. He was solving problems. He launched deliveries, then online orders, then bulk supplies. Slowly, his brand became known, not for noise, but for reliability. 10 years later, the city lights reflected off glass buildings bearing his company's name. Warehouses, retail chains, tech platforms, thousands of employees. Yet every year on the anniversary of his first sale, Aaron returned to that old tree, not with a table, but with gratitude. Standing before a crowd of young dreamers, Aaron said, "The world celebrates success, but it ignores beginnings. If you can respect your small start, it will respect you." And as the crowd applauded, Aaron smiled, not because he had built an empire, but because he never forgot the little table that started it all. Every empire you admire today was once a small idea that refused to quit.